I think it was Gary Neville as a pundit. He said if Van Dijk played in the era of Didier Drogba, he would not be a world-class defender. And I remember reading it and I was like, no, man, Gary Neville is out of his mind. But now when I sit back and I think about it, I'm like, maybe he's been overly protected over these years. Is he really such a brilliant defender? Vidic was a brilliant defender.
To be honest, it's like that argument I was telling you guys, right? I think we had a chat, right? Is that because of the press type of systems that are there, we no longer require like people who actually enjoy defending, like a defender's defender, like someone that actually, enjoys the art of defending. Because think about if you're playing with a press, your job as a defender, right? If the low block fails, you get the second block, and that's a hard thing. That's a hard thing for attackers to sort of like play around, right? Because a press is like, yo, these guys are on my neck. I need to think on my toes. So by the time you've beaten the first block, you have very little time to beat the next block. So all the defenders have to do there is just, play position. And so now there's less like, needing a defender to win a lot of one-on-one against one, being able to be positionally smart. And I don't know how many, like, okay, I know that is not a good example, right? But it hasn't been shown yet. But this Man United defender, Martinez, he's one of the few defenders that I've actually seen that enjoys defending. Like he defends on the front foot. Most defenders track back, even Van Dijk. I've seen this season, like most of the goals that they're conceding now, it's because he's more hesitant, like, he has to watch the space, and now he's getting more exposed. So I
You're
totally
so
agree with
shameless.
that.
Is so shameless. How can you use Martin as an example when Saliba exists? Use someone who just ate 6 goals this weekend.
No. But
Saliba was exposed against Man United as well, bro.
But however, I want to say in Togo, I understand why he had to use Martinez as an example. The reason why he had to use Martinez as an example, Martinez is an old school defender. He's aggressive. He comes at you. He doesn't care what he has to lose to get that ball. Saliba is very strategic. It's traditional defending. It's traditional defending. We're not saying it's good defending. I'm not saying it's good defending. It depends on the tactics on the day. So I can't say it's good defending or horrible defending. But all I know, Martinez is that defender. He's Mascherano. He's a Sergio Ramos.
Yeah, because my top 2 criteria for rating any player in any position, number 1 for me is positional awareness, like just knowing what you have to do in your position. I think that's the number 1 like skill and that every player should have, right? That's why I'm asking Corey this thing. Hey, you must be aggressive. If you've got good positional awareness, you don't necessarily always have to be aggressive. You just know where to be all the time, right? So you can intercept balls more than you need to tackle, for example.
Vidic was aggressive and had a football brain, for example.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So I was just saying, for me, like the number 1 thing as a defender, I guess in this case, is just awareness. And number 2, I guess, in this time that we live in now is like technical ability, right? So yeah, like I hear what you guys are saying. And this is why like partnerships are such a big thing, right? In football, why they speak about partnerships. I made mention of this when we were building our perfect England 11, that you need one player who's like the brain, kind of. I mean, everyone must have a brain, obviously, but I think you need one like that who's like the guy, who's the brain, technical ability, and then you need him to have like a sidekick who's now the madman, the person who's aggressive, who's going to do all of that dirty work, right? Which I think Arsenal have, for example, in Gabriel, even though Gabriel sometimes just annoys the hell out of me. but like, that kind of balance thing. And Vidic, Ferdinand, you can have a lot of these examples, Terry, Cavallo, those kinds of things. So yeah, and sometimes you lucky you get a player who has both of those things in one, as you said, Vidic kind of thing. So yeah, I think to answer your question about Van Dijk not being a great defender in the era of Drogba, I don't think I agree with that statement. But I'll have to go see that clip and hear his reasons as to why he says that. But yeah, it doesn't make
Okay.
sense.